know, I would agree that there's a serious lack of detail. Using your example, the long-term benefits for the unemployed, you know, John Boehner's only response to that so far has been, well, we need to have more jobs programs and we need to spur jobs growth. That's what we need to do instead. Yeah, exactly. I see you shaking your head. Yeah, those all sound great in theory. I would agree. We need more jobs in America. But I do also agree with you that Republicans are not doing a good job right now, specifically of saying what that would look like. Now, to be fair, however, since we've taken back the House, Republicans have passed more than 40 jobs bills that would create more jobs. Yes, I'm not sure what all they are. She used for people who can't say, she said 40 jobs bills in response to me. Yes, I can't name them all. I'm sorry, I'm not that awesome. However, Republicans say that they've passed more than 40 bills that would create jobs. So it's certainly not that they don't have any policies, but I do think that, again, with Obamacare as an example, that they do have ideas of things that would help create jobs and whatnot, but they're not doing a good job messaging. And to that point, I would also say that perhaps the point we don't know as much about them is because they're doing such a terrible job messaging, to be fair.
I'd actually like to pursue that one just briefly and bring Matthew and Rudy in on that. Do the Republicans have a problem with their platform, or do they have a problem with their messaging? Maybe Rudy, if you want to go first, let's keep it short so we can move on to the next questions, and then Matthew, also short.
On what topic? On employment? On youth unemployment?
Just the platform in general.
On their messaging platform?
Yeah, messaging versus their policies. What's really the problem?
I don't think Republicans have a genuine platform right now. I think it's very vague. I mean, they have several different constituencies, and for example, 41% of the GOP identifies as libertarian, 64% identify as Catholic or Protestant, 30% identify as Tea Party. They have so many disparate factions right now that they have a hard time crafting a message that has universal appeal. The only way you come up with a majority rather than a plurality is by consistent policies that limit the size of government.
I think they have a problem with their platform and their messaging. I think the Republican Party is one of the most incompetent political organizations in the Western world, and it shouldn't be surprising and they deserve all their embarrassing failures. I think it's stunning that Obama wasn't defeated in 2012, and I think they're a little overly optimistic about 2014, but I could be proved wrong.
Matthew, I only want to remind you that you did used to work for the Liberal Democrat Party in the UK.
The first most incompetent political organization.
Yes. Laurie, if you don't mind, I'll keep your second question in reserve, and we'll go somewhere else for the next one. Check shirt.
Yes, there's kind of in the anniversary of the war on poverty, there's been a little online debate about how Republicans can have an effective anti-poverty platform. So I wanted to get your thoughts on what some writers have proposed, which is that government should be kind of encouraging the formation of nuclear families as an anti-poverty platform. And one, what policies might work towards that end, and two, should the government actually be pursuing this as a legitimate policy goal?
Who are you asking?
All three.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you go
I want
first.
all your opinions.
Your turn.
Let's make it 30 seconds each.
This might come as a surprise, but I wrote an article a while ago advocating for a universal basic income, that we should scrap the welfare state and give every non-incarcerated American a check every year to replace the welfare state. A lot of people have called me a bit of a pinko for this, but actually Charles Murray advocated for this, Milton Friedman had a negative income tax, Friedrich Hayek advocated for a basic income, Thomas Paine actually. So it's something that could actually be argued for by people who do believe in capitalism, by actually treating people like adults and not children and just putting hard cash in their pockets. Nuclear families, I don't think governments can enforce this sort of social situation, but they might arise by themselves.
Well, first of all, both the Rolling Stone article and the Wong-Bog rebuttal are total crap. Second of all, that's an argument for a total another day. But second of all, with response to that, I think that even progressives would agree that the facts show that in a two-parent family, when there's not a mom and a dad. This is not an argument about gay marriage. Please don't take it that way. Just specifically with response to your question, that when there's two parents in a home, that children tend to do better. Why? Because there's more income. And that's why I say that this isn't a gay marriage argument, because whether it's two men and two women, or however you want to make it up, two people in a home are genuinely more likely to bring a family out of poverty than one income for obvious reasons. And so yes, I do believe that that is a true, not necessarily something that government should be pursuing, because I don't necessarily think government needs to be involved in families in the home, but it is something to think about with regards to poverty, is that a lot of children are in poverty because they're not in two-parent homes.
And the war on drugs, which puts tons and tons of fathers away in jail.
And young people, young fathers especially.
Rudy,
Well, yeah,
quickly, if you want to go there.
I just have two thoughts. One is that, for example, in Obamacare, there is a marriage penalty that discourages marriage. That would be a great issue for Republicans to focus on. That speaks to your point. The second point is, I think I just saw a statistic that something to the effect of 5% of children in a two-parent household grow up in poverty. The other 90% don't have that problem. So, yeah, there's definitely a point to be made, but that might be more of a cultural argument than a political one.